Okay, so if I am doing push hands, especially the stationary drill that looks like this, so my weight, I get in a good push hand stance. So the easiest way to get in a good push hand stance is one big step out, back. So one big step out, back, and one step out. Some Muay Thai instructors talk about doing that stance. It's similar. So when I move forward, my hips go forward. When I move back, my hips come back. Meanwhile, I want there to be like a string on the crown of my head, pulling my spine up towards the sky the whole time. So back, forward. Now, as with my lead hand, when I'm doing the sensitivity drill that's cooperative, when I come back, my hand comes like this. As I come forward, my hand goes like this. Now, here's what's happening is, as you come forward like this, that's push. As you come back like this and you maintain this structure, even though you're retreating, to keep them from getting their hands on directly on your body, that's ward off energy. So this is push, this is ward off, and then as you come all the way back and collapsing like this to completely get out of the way of their push, that's called yielding. That's yielding energy. Then as I come around like this and start to come back at them and keeping that pressure on them, that's called pressing. And then once I find a place, so pressing is the same thing as sticking. So as I press it, as I'm sticking to them or pressing into them, I find that spot where I think they're weak and I push. Now at the same time in the cooperative drill, when I'm pushing, they're yielding. When I'm doing press, they're doing ward off. So press, push, ward off, yield. So how do you know where to push them at? That's what you're usually looking for, is stiffness. So if they're in a place where they can yield at any time, then you're pushing them and they're yielding like this, that's almost a waste of your time. Where they feel like they're stiff, that's where pushing them is actually going to move their whole body. Now, there's a certain type of pressure in your feet you should be feeling when you are doing either the cooperative sensitivity drill or the two-handed resistance balance drill or the moving step free sparring. In all cases, there's a certain type of energy you should be feeling in your feet. So if I come up this wall and I push with this lead hand, I should feel my back foot drilling into the ground. I should feel it just sinking, like putting all that pressure into the ground. If I press with my other hand, same thing, my back foot should be pressing into the ground. Now, if they're pulling on my body, I should be feeling that pressure go into the front foot into the ground if they're pulling on me. So think of this line. You're trying to find their weak spot. There's part where they're stiff, and then you're trying to connect that force from the ground with your pushing into that weak spot to push them off balance. If they're overcommitting to pushing and you're able to yield in such a way that you can pull their arm a little bit with you, then that is taking advantage of that yielding energy to help pull them with their overcommitment when you're doing the two-person resistance drill or the moving step free sparring. Okay,